go down in the front compartment. It does have two 12-volt batteries on the unit. Also has your hydraulic pump in here. So a way to get the hydraulic pump to move manually is there's a little sticker in the very top of it. A 1/4-inch hex head goes inside of it and rotates it to make the jacks go up or down and the rooms to go in or out. It does have your 6-point leveling mounted to the ceiling in the front compartment. The two pieces on the side are the vents for the batteries. On your auto leveling, it's pretty simple. You're going to turn it on, hit auto level. Automatically it's going to drop down in the front, round itself out. We put the buckets on all the jacks in the back. It just makes it level easier. While it's doing its thing, we're going to go ahead and start with the propane system. Propane bottle on either side in the front compartment. Gas regulator is up in the right-hand corner. Arrows pointed towards the back, which comes to this tank over here. The glass eye is going to turn green. As soon as this tank over here will come empty, it's going to turn red beside the eye, indicating the bottle is empty and it's having to pick up from the other one. Water compartment is the next one back. It has a two-way light in here. It can be turned on motion censored or on 24/7. Battery disconnects right below it. We also have a 110 outlet that is GFI protected by the outlet in the bathroom. Do have an outside shower. It's got hot and cold running water on it. We do have a satellite hookup and a cable hookup. Cable hookup will work off the antenna on top, or the cable, if the park has cable at it, you'll have the same cable they have. On the water fill system, they give you 5 different directions of the valves on it. You have dry camping, where you're sucking from the freshwater tank to the faucets. Powerful tank fill, city water connect, winterized mode, and sanitation mode. All you have to do is turn the levers in the position that you want it to go from. You do have a city water connect on this side over here on the left-hand side, and a black tank flush for the main bathroom. The two handles down below, your very front one is your first gray valve, which will be for your bathroom, shower, and sink water. Second gray valve will be for your kitchen sink water only, and your third black valve will be your toilet water. There is a hole in the bottom of the compartment so you can bring your water hoses and cable up to the bottom so that you can leave the big door shut. Little black switch at the very lower left-hand corner turns your two little set of LED lights on the front of the trailer. It didn't take it long, but auto level success. So we're going to go ahead and turn that right back off. Termination valve down here at the bottom. We're going to go to the outside of the hot water heater. Hot water heater works two ways, 110 and propane. Both switches are going to be on the inside of the unit. Also has a drain plug for draining the water out of it. It is also an anode rod. The anode rod takes and draws all the impurities out of the water. It eats up the rod and it's eating up the inside of the tank. Anytime the steel rod in the center is showing, it's time to replace. The next one back is the outside of the furnace. Suck the cold air in the back, hot air out the front. I would suggest putting a mud diver screen over that, for the simple fact the mud diver screen is only 15 bucks and it's $145 an hour for every hour that we have to take the furnace out and clean it. You do have a hookup light for hooking up at nighttime for your termination valve, and you have two low water drain points just in behind that jack. The red side is the hot side of the water system, the blue side is the cold side of the water system. Lug nuts on the trailer has been torqued at 100 foot-pounds. This is what's recommended on the side. And they are air duct pressure, 80 pounds on the side of the tire cold. The two connections right above that is for the refrigerator. Since it is in the slide room, it has to have two ventilation systems. Also has a line to bring the water from the freezer to the outside, and does have a insect plug inside of it. Freshwater drain is here in the back behind the rear jack. Big white valve. Power cord is a 50-amp cord, goes onto the trailer, makes a quarter of a turn. Tighten up the black knob. It's 30 to 35 foot long. It is prepped for a backup camera on the back. We do have a hitch on the back and a ladder. The ladder is for going up and checking the roof. I suggest checking the roof every 90 days just to make sure that nothing happens to the roof. The quicker you can fix the problem with the roof up on top, the better off you are. We do have a gas connection back here on this side over here. If you had an outside grill that you wanted to use. And then in through this hole here, there is a manual way that you can crank your spare tire up or down. It does have a 110 outlet on the outside that's GFI protected by the outlet in the bathroom. There is another place for a TV here on the outside and a 110 plug-in to plug it into. And it does have a compartment light on this side over here. One more 30-pound propane cylinder that works off the regulator on the off-door side. Now that the trailer is level from side to side, front to back, we're going to go back to the front door, open it all the way up. Steps have a blue handle on the left-hand side holding them in place. As they come out, there is a button on each one of the bottom of the legs. There's 15 to 18 holes in the legs for adjustment. The main thing on the steps when they come out is that it has to lay flat in the threshold. That gives you the proper close of the door over the top of it. We're going to run the slide rooms out. It does have a working fire extinguisher on the left-hand side as we come into the unit. We'll come back up here to the top. The first light button turns the two lights above the cabinetry on. You do have a fantastic fan above the kitchen stove. It does have an on and off button, a vent to raise and a vent to lower, and an off button. We're going to come down to the monitor panel. We're going to hit your battery, shows you it's fully charged. To get an accurate reading on the battery, you need to actually have the 110 line unplugged. Freshwater tank showing you that it's empty. As it fills up, it'll show 1/3, 2/3 full. Black tank 1 is your master bathroom. Shows you the black tank's empty on it. Doesn't have the second black tank on the trailer. Does have your galley tank, which is your kitchen sink water. And then your gray tank 2, which will be your bathroom sink and shower water. The switches at the top from the red, from the left to the right. The first one is the gas side of the hot water heater. As soon as you turn it on, the little red light, door side fault light comes on. It'll last for about a minute. It goes off. The hot water heater will go through 2 lighting processes to light on gas. For any reason it doesn't light, that little red light will come back on. Second side of it is your electric switch for the hot water heater to turn on electric. It doesn't have water in it right now, so we're not going to turn it on. Third button over is your water pump switch. It turns the water pump on between the freshwater tank and the faucets. And then your fourth red button is a set of tank heaters that's underneath the trailer, underneath each one of the heating tanks. Interior lights turns the lights above us on in the living rooms and kitchen area. Safety light is going to be the little light that comes on underneath your steps, the little amber light. Then you have the 2 cap lights, which is the 2 LED strips that run up the side of the trailer, and then your awning lights. The first switch here at the bottom opens the door side slide room. The second one opens the living room slide. You always want to make sure there's nobody parked up against that side or there's a tree over there. And then your third slide ring switch is the one for the bedroom slide to run it in and out. Then here at the bottom you have two awning switches to run the awnings in and out. Your first awning switch is your main awning. The second awning switch does the awning on the slide room on the door side. We're going to come down to the thermostat. We're going to turn it on. Hit the mode button. It's going to show you the fan speed is low, fan speed high. We're going to go for cool, cool low, cool auto, and cool high. Hit it one more time to where it says heat in the lower left hand corner. We're going to dial the temperature up for it. Automatically the furnace comes on. The second XL switch does your air conditioner in the bedroom, but it does the bedroom only, it doesn't have the heat through it. Light on the kitchen table has to be turned on by hand, has a little push button up in the center of it. Two sets of keys for the trailer. The purple key does the front door lock and deadbolt. The black key does your outside slam compartment locks. And then your 751 does your controls for your 6-point leveling. On the sides of the chair there is a 110 outlet on either side and a USB port. The two lights above the chairs have to be turned on by hand. Little push button in the center. Chairs have the switches off to the side. You do have a USB port on either side. Push the button, chair reclines out. Push the other button and the chair reclines back in. Does have a place for your remotes for the TV and stereo and fireplace. Does have a 110 outlet on either side of the couch in the back and a USB port on either side of the couch in the back. The two lights above the couch have to be turned on by hand, have a little push button in the center of it. And we do have a fire escape window in behind the couch. Since it is a sleeping area, it has to have an escape way out. Over here on this side, you do have a 110 outlet in the upper left-hand corner. Push button lifts the TV up out of the cabinet. Inside the tinted screen, there is the smaller remote for the fireplace. You can change the color of the flames inside of it. You can run the temperature up and down, and you can set the fireplace from 1 to 6 hours for it to burn and then go off after 6 hours. Middle size remote does your AM FM stereo. The bigger remote does a TV up here on top, and we also have a 110 outlet in the top cabinet. Lights above the countertop has to be turned on by hand. Does have a microwave convection oven up top. Glass stove top has to be folded up twice up out of the way. Button on the far right hand side turns the illumination lights on each one of the valves. When they turn to the highlight position, using the striker to light them. And when it has gas coming through the valves will turn red instead of being blue. Same way with the oven down below. You'll turn your pilot switch on. You'll hold down on the button using the same striker on the left hand side to light the oven down below. And then we have a big drawer down below it for pots and pans. Before you lay the glass stovetop down, make sure that the griddle on top is cold to the touch of the hands before you lay the tempered glass back over the top of it so you can use the stovetop for more counter space. In the refrigerator, upper right hand corner has an on and off button. Glass eye over here to the side shows you that it's in the auto position, which is the 110 side of it. If you hit that gas button there, it'll click over to where the little button at the top is by the LP side of it. And then you have your temperature set from 1 to 5. We're going to run it about 3, 4. In the bottom of the refrigerator, the gray thing that's in the tray is for the refrigerator doors, so that once you're not using the refrigerator, you can put it in. Actually holds the doors open just a little bit so that they will air dry on the inside. Pretty good sized pantry side, and it does have a 110 outlet in the bottom on the right hand side. On the island itself, it does have a 110 outlet on either side, 2 light switches. One turns the big lights above the sink on, the other one turns the lights in the decoration in the ceiling. We also have an LP detector, carbon monoxide detector, at the bottom of the cabinet. Breaker box is marked with the 50 amp main being in the center. They are marked on this line right here, and on your car fuses at the top. The first of them, most of those are lights, but you have several spots that are empty. As we come up into the bathroom area, we do have a smoke detector above us, a hall light that can be turned on motion censored or on 24/7. 2 light switches on the wall. The first light switch turns the light above us on. The second one turns the decorative lighting above it. We have 2 sinks in the bathroom. Showers just like you have at home, hot water on the left side, cold water on the right side. Foot flush on the right hand side of the toilet. It has had the water blown out of the lines and does have antifreeze in all the P-traps and toilet on the trailer. The round vents in the ceiling bring the air conditioning in. The brown vent on the floor brings the heat into the bathroom area. One more place, we gotta go back into the bedroom. Light switch on the wall turns the light on. XL thermostat on that runs the air conditioner in the bedroom only. We do have a light that turns the light above the headboard on, a 110 outlet on either side of the bed, and a USB port on either side of the bed. It does have a complete storage up underneath it. Nope, it don't either. It does have the 2 drawers. It does have a fire escape window. 2 red handles lifts up, pushes on the center of the windows, will open it up. There is another place for a TV in the master bedroom that works off the satellite or antenna on top of the trailer, and a 110 plug-in to plug it into. It is washer dryer prepped in the closet on the right hand side. And it also has a 2-way light up in the ceiling on it that you can turn on so it's motion censored or on 24/7. And then a pretty good sized closet space in here. Same way with the light in the closet. Can be turned on motion censored or on 24/7. Two lights above the headboard have to be turned on by hand. Does have the quick cool down on the air conditioner on either end. When the room gets cold enough that you don't want it all coming in here, you can close it back off and it goes back to the round vents in the ceiling. That's basically everything on your trailer. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them the best that I can. Thank you.